Hello and welcome to the Reading with Cari podcast. New episodes air every Wednesdays with special minisodes airing on Saturdays on any device you listen to podcasts. Click the link in the description to find the podcast now. Thank you and enjoy. Hello and welcome to Reading with Cari, a mindfulness podcast series that can be used as a sleep aid or to ease your anxiety and relieve your stress. I am your host, Cari Favole, and I am so thankful that you've decided to spend some time with me. I remember watching a YouTube video where they were discussing Christmas and the significance of Hanukkah was brought up. One of the hosts of the video is Jewish, but it had been a while since he was actively practicing, and so he only recalled the point about the oil lasting 8 days when it was only enough in the jar to last one. This inspired me to look up the story, since this year Hanukkah begins tomorrow, December 10th, and goes through the 18th. I found this article on reformjudaism.org, link in the description, and I will once again read the article in its entirety so that I do not misspeak or explain incorrectly any part of a holiday I do not myself participate in. But first, as always, let's start with a brief breathing exercise. This is the mindful emotional state of love. Close your eyes, and we are again going to focus on our breathing first. We always focus on the breath first. Inhale in, 2, 3, 4. Hold it for a moment and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Just breathe deeply without forcing it. Deeply in, pause, and out, pause. We're going to do this a couple of times, just focusing on our breath. You can even say the words breathing in, hold, breathing out. Focus on the moment and feel any sensation you might have in your body. Go over your body, check every piece for any sensations. Is your body trying to communicate anything with you? Are you holding tension in your shoulders? Are your feet tired from a long day? Just focus. And if you're feeling completely fine, maybe put your thumb and a finger together and just feel what that sensation is as you do small, gentle circles. Where are your hands resting? Sink deeper into whatever you're leaning on, the bed, a chair, the floor. Just relax with deep inhales in and a nice deep exhale. Is any body part tingling? Do you have a slightly cold body part? Maybe something's warm? If that sensation disappears, move on and find another sensation. The pressure on your legs, or the way your hands are resting. Just be in this moment, in the here and now. And as you sit here, where does the emotion of love come from? To receive it, you must give it. So where do you give love from? Focus on giving love. Think about who you give love to. It might be a friend, a family member, a pet. This person or pet or thing might be close to you physically, or they might be far away. Truly send out your love right now to feel the sensation of love. And now hold on to that sensation of love and let it circulate and let it flow out as love takes over you. Give your love, sending out love to who you choose, and as such, feel the love overcome you, truly and deeply. The sensation of love wash over your whole body. Sending out the love and feeling the love warm your spirit, warm your chest. It's like a nice, gentle hug. And now open your eyes slowly and allow this feeling to radiate through you in this moment. Just be and live and feel love. Let it spread out of your body as you sit in the moment of love. Great job. You finished this exercise. And as always, you know it, I love to give a nice, deep, relaxing sigh. So just hug on to that feeling of love. Let it burn gently in your heart as you inhale and sigh. And now, here is History, the Hanukkah Story. Although according to Jewish custom, Hanukkah is considered a minor Jewish festival, today it ranks, along with Passover and Purim, as one of the most beloved Jewish holidays, full of light and joy and family celebration. Unlike many Jewish holidays, Hanukkah, also known as the Festival of Lights, is not mentioned in the Bible. The historical events upon which the celebration is based are recorded in Maccabees 1 and 2, two books contained within a later collection of writings known as the Apocrypha. In the year 168 BCE, the Syrian king Antiochus Epiphanes sent his soldiers to Jerusalem. The Syrians desecrated the temple, the holiest place for Jews at the time. Antiochus also abolished Judaism, outlawing the observance of Shabbat and the festivals, as well as circumcision. Altars and idols were set up for the worship of Greek gods, and he offered Jews two options: conversion or death. On the 25th day of the Hebrew month of Kislev in 168 BCE, the temple was renamed for the Greek god Zeus. A Jewish resistance movement, led by a priestly family known as the Hasmoneans, or Maccabees, developed against the cruelty of Antiochus. The head of the family was Mattathias, an elderly man. His son, Judah, became the chief strategist and military leader of the resistance. Though outnumbered, Judah Maccabee and his fighters miraculously won two major battles, routing the Syrians decisively. Although historians debate the causes and outcomes of the war in which Judah Maccabee and his followers defeated the Syrian armies of Antiochus, there is no doubt that Hanukkah evokes stirring images of Jewish valor against overwhelming odds. Other themes of the holiday include the refusal to submit to the religious demands of an empire practicing idolatry, the struggle against total assimilation into Greek culture and loss of Jewish identity, and the fight for Jewish political autonomy and self-determination. Hanukkah, which means dedication, is the festival that commemorates the purification and rededication of the temple following the Greek occupation of that holy place. Today, the holiday reminds Jews to rededicate themselves to keeping alive the flame of Jewish religion, culture, and peoplehood, so that it may be passed on to the next generation. The miracle of the oil. Originally, the 8-day holiday was intended to parallel the 8-day festival of Sukkot. The books of the Maccabees made no mention of the legend concerning a small jar of oil that unexpectedly lasted for 8 days. Only centuries after the Maccabees' defeat of the Syrians did the story of the jar of oil, which has come to be associated with Hanukkah, appear in the Talmud. According to the legend, when the Maccabees entered the temple and began to reclaim it from the Greeks, they immediately relit the Ner Tamid, which burned constantly in the temple, and is a parallel in our synagogues to this day. In the temple, they found a single jar of oil, which was sufficient for only 1 day. The messenger who was sent to secure additional oil took 8 days to complete his mission, and miraculously, the single jar of oil continued to burn until his return. The rabbis of the Talmud attributed the 8 days of Hanukkah to the miracle of this single jar of oil. Modern observance. Although the practice of lighting the menorah, also called a Hanukkah, was common throughout much of the 19th century, North American Jews tended to neglect most of the other traditions and practices associated with the holiday. By the 1920s, however, Jews increasingly added gift-giving to their Hanukkah celebrations, prompting some people to refer to Hanukkah as the Jewish Christmas. In some ways, the transformation of Hanukkah was linked to the growth of North American Jewry within its unique environment. The elevation of Hanukkah to a major holiday was partly the result of Jews acculturating themselves to a North America that was overwhelmingly Christian in population and symbols. Although Hanukkah had become an important holiday among North American Jews by the 1920s, it would be incorrect to regard it as an imitation of Christmas, with an emphasis on the exchange of presents. Rather, North American Jews use this holiday as a celebration of family, reinforcing Jewish identity in a place whose population may be overwhelmingly Christian, but in which Jews feel at home. Hanukkah, therefore, is a means for North American Jews to feel a kinship with their neighbors, while simultaneously asserting their Jewish distinctiveness. Thank you for listening. I welcome you back anytime you may need to hear a comforting voice or a familiar bedtime story.